Clostridium perfringens, or Welchii as they used to be named. Clostridium perfringens is anaerobic, which means it doesn't need air to grow like most bacteria. It can form spores and so is very hard to kill once it has contaminated the food. Poisoning is caused by exotoxins. Because the bacterium is capable of forming spores, which are a hard case-like shell, they can exist through very adverse conditions such as high temperatures and dehydration, and so can be found in many places. This can include being in dust and dirt, in raw meats, poultry, marine sediment, and in the human and animal stools. Clostridium perfringens is a particularly dangerous bacteria to food handlers, as it can withstand cooking at temperatures of 100 degrees Celsius for several hours, and if then left out to cool, will multiply very actively to exude its poisons. This provides a perfect example of why foods should be served hot or chilled as rapidly as possible, as a definite critical decision within the food chain. Clostridium perfringens food poisoning usually appears some 8 to 22 hours after ingestion. The symptoms normally being abdominal pain, headache, nausea, but rarely does it include vomiting or fever. These can last for 1 to 2 days, followed usually by rapid recovery.
Viruses. Viruses are by far the most common organism on the planet. Unfortunately for us, the different strains of virus are predominantly specific to their favourite host. For example, plants, fish, cattle, birds, etc. are rarely capable of crossing the barrier of species. Viruses cannot multiply on the food, but use it as a vehicle to enter the body, where it can multiply rapidly on living tissue, resulting in disease in the host organism. Some examples of diseases caused by viruses in the human body include poliomyelitis, measles, and smallpox. Poliomyelitis strains have been known to be transmitted through contaminated milk and water, but generally viruses cannot withstand normal cooking processes, and so the contamination is often as a result of poor food handling after it has been cooked.
Parasites. A parasite can be defined as an organism that lives on or in another organism or host. It derives its nutriment from it and confers no advantage in return. Where parasitic infections occur, they may lead to digestive and respiratory disturbances, retardation of growth, loss of condition, and ultimately to death. Tapeworms and roundworms are examples of parasites that can be found in the human body. These are usually transmitted in the form of eggs from the meat of cattle and pigs, or from the feces of rats. These eggs or embryos, once released into the body, move into the intestine where they penetrate the gut wall and gain entry into the bloodstream. From there, they go to various parts of the body where they can develop into cysts. Parasites can be rendered harmless by being held at particular temperatures, as relevant to their species, but good hygiene practices are the main method of protection from infestation.
Food allergies. Many people are abnormally sensitive to certain foods and suffer various reactions if they consume them. The symptoms from allergies may be vague, with complaints of irritability, depression, fatigue, headache, or can be more evident in the form of skin rashes, seizures, or to the absolute extreme of body failures resulting in death. The 8 most common foods causing allergenic reactions are milk, eggs, peanuts, tree nuts, seafoods, shellfish, soya, and wheat. The best preventative method of persons suffering with a known allergy is total avoidance of the product in question, and this is where the modern content labelling systems come to the fore.